We're joined by CBS News Justice reporter Paula Reed. Paula, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Bring us up to speed.
Well, Jeff, today the embattled congressman appeared in federal court where he pled guilty to one count of transmitting obscene material to a minor. This is expected to resolve the investigation into whether he was exchanging explicit material with that 15-year-old girl you just mentioned. Now, this conduct allegedly happened last year between about January and March. And as you noted, while this investigation was supposed to be about transmitting sexually explicit material to an underage person, it became so much more.
So, Paula, is he facing time now?
He is. Under the law, he could potentially face up to 10 years, but under this agreement, they have agreed to ask for about 24 to 27 months, and he will also have to register as a sex offender. Ultimately, the sentence is up to the judge. It'll happen in September, but prosecutors, as part of this plea deal, have agreed to ask for much less than 10 years.
Right, and so then there's always this extensive back and forth that goes into negotiating the length of time. We mentioned that statement where he said he has a sickness. How does the statement that he issued factor into that?
Well, I'm reading this statement. It's a lengthy statement here. He accepts responsibility for his actions. He says, "I accept full responsibility for my conduct. I have a sickness, but I do not have an excuse." And he apologizes to everyone that he has hurt. Now, this is what any good lawyer would tell their client to do: accept full responsibility for your actions and apologize. But Jeff, we know, because he's a very high-profile figure who has had some very high-profile missteps, that he has a history of apologizing, promising to do better, and then he does it again. But in this case, what he did, the person he was contacting was underage, and therefore it was a federal crime. So Jeff, I just don't know how much weight this statement is really going to carry with the judge. The judge needs to assess whether or not he thinks society will be better off with Anthony Weiner behind bars, or if maybe this finally did it for him and he is somehow a changed man.
And in the face of so much, his wife stood by him so many times in the past until she didn't. How does the relationship with huma abedin now potentially affect his sentence or his future?
Well, this case is truly extraordinary, Jeff, because as we know, during the course of this investigation, federal investigators found a laptop that possessed emails connected to Hillary Clinton's server. When they found these, the investigation had been closed publicly, and James Comey decided to go public and reopen the investigation. We now know that impacted the outcome of the election. Some people say the mere fact that these emails were found and Comey made that announcement cost Secretary Clinton a victory. And now, subsequently, we have the decisions that Director Comey made related to those emails being used as, some people say, pretext, some people say a good argument for why he was fired. I mean, Jeff, the ramifications of Anthony Weiner's decision to text an underage girl extends so far beyond him, so far beyond his wife, and so far beyond this young victim.
It also cost James Comey an apology when the record had to be corrected about the number of emails that were so she was forwarding the emails to him to print out. What Comey initially said, it was thousands or more. In fact, it was about a dozen?
Exactly. He flubbed the numbers. I think the mechanics are still a little hazy in terms of how copies of these emails actually got onto this laptop belonging to him. And of course, the whole investigation was about whether or not classified information had been intentionally mishandled. Up until before they found this laptop, they said we didn't find evidence of that. But until they truly understood the mechanics of how those emails got on his computer, they couldn't actually close the investigation. I mean, Jeff, it is truly an extraordinary case with just extraordinary effects.
Okay, Paula Reed in Washington. Paula, thank you very much.